Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Social Marketing with Eric. I'm your host today, Eric Hammond from the Orange Stack. You know, there's a lot that happens during a week. Everybody's got a busy week. We all have 7 days, 168 hours through the day. Throughout the week. Everybody has the same 24 hours throughout the day. What do you do during those 24 hours? Where is your time going? How is it spent? I don't want to get into time management today. I want to get into prospecting and your hour of power. So I recommend that everybody has an hour of power in their day to start lead generating, right? If you can get in an hour on the minimum, if not 2 or 3 or 4, go all in. If you're new in your business and you're struggling for leads, you definitely need to ramp that up to a big number, 4 or 5 hours a day. I remember when I got into real estate, I'd get into my office in the morning, I'd shut the door, 9 o'clock was my time, I'd get on the phone, I'd call from 9 to noon, I'd take a 30-minute break. At 12:30, I would call until 5 o'clock that night because I had nothing else going on. I had nobody to meet with, I had no appointments, I had nobody to follow up with. It was just call. So if you're busy, you still need to etch out an hour of your day every single day to do this, and we're going to talk about who to call and what to say to a certain degree. I want to keep this kind of relevant to every business that watches, because we get a lot of different industries that watch this show. So again, thank you to our followers who follow along each week. I appreciate it. Let's get into it. So, your hour of power, right? What are you going to do during this hour? What really classifies as lead generation during your hour of power? For me, it's usually phone calling. That was when I was in real estate. I had to get on the phone every single day, make my calls at a certain amount of conversation that I was trying to accomplish every hour. And you got to decide what that is. But leaving voicemails counts to some degree, but having real live phone conversations is what you're after. So you can call, you can text, you can have social media conversations. I think that's a big one that a lot of people don't typically count in their lead generation activities. But if you're on social media actually having purposeful conversations about selling your product, that counts, right? I spend probably 30 to 45 minutes at night as I'm wrapping up my day around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I try to engage with people. I try to see the comments throughout the day from my post earlier. I just try to engage with people, and that counts, right? If people are asking questions about your products, or you have things that you can contribute back to them, comment, share, give advice, ask really intriguing questions that people want to know about. Get it out there, and that counts. So have conversations on social media. Texting, some people prefer to text rather than phone call. I know sometimes I'm busy throughout the day, and texting me might be a better solution. Door knocking is a great alternative for a lot of businesses too. I know real estate is huge into that, door knocking. I actually did some door knocking with this business. As we started our social media agency here in San Diego, I didn't really have to knock on the door. I'd open it because it was open, and I would go into real estate brokerages and meet the broker, meet the agents there, meet the front desk, introduce myself, and just put myself out there so that people knew about what it is that we offer. Back then I was offering basically a free lunch and learn to that brokerage so that I could teach them strategies to help them with the real estate needs. So I'd wanted to come to you and talk to you about what you're doing and help you get to the next level. So that was my door knocking. Maybe you talk to people at lunch, right? You're going through lunch or Starbucks or something like that, and you talk to people online. Got to talk about business, get it out there, what you do, who you are, and how you can work together. Finding opportunities to go to networking meetings. I go to a meeting every Thursday morning at 7 o'clock that's an hour and a half long. We network with other businesses. It's a great way to talk. So those are the things that you want to be doing during your hour of power, and make them purposeful. So, okay, what do you say during this hour of power? Who should you call? Who should you door knock? Those kind of things. Following up with past clients, I think, is a big one. So you need to keep the business that's coming along going to the next stage, right? If you have people that are interested in working with you but haven't signed on the dotted line or haven't decided to take action with you yet, you need to keep moving them along in your sales funnel to the end where they actually decide to work with you and commit and either give you money or sign a contract or something that counts. So having those follow along conversations as you will, working with past clients, and making sure that they're getting there, right, to the next point. The next one is following up on people that you've worked with in the past. I guess that's better the way of calling past clients. People who've bought from you before, or you've sold to in the past that you want to work with again. So maybe you have a product that people buy every month. Maybe you sell paper for copy machines, whatever it is. Maybe you have a product that people buy every 10 years. Either way, there's still a way to have a conversation with those people. If I'm selling houses and people move on average every 10 years in my business, having a conversation of, hey, I'm still in real estate. How's your home? How do you like it? Have you had any thoughts of selling? That's great. Go to the next step of who do you know, right? We're going to go through a couple of the questions that you can ask in every conversation, but just asking for referrals, asking who else they know that you can work with, that's a big part of working in this business. Another one is following up on leads. So maybe you have a lead form on your website or a ClickFunnels thing that you can direct traffic to through Facebook ads, and you get names and phone numbers from people. Maybe you sign up for Zillow leads or realtor leads. Maybe if you're not in real estate, there's another form that you can get people to give you your name and number and want to work with you in the future, but you haven't met with them. You need to follow up and have that conversation. So that's all great conversation. And it kind of goes back to our list before. I would definitely recommend on those follow-up leads where you're getting new numbers, call, text, email, find them on social media. You're stalking them to a degree because they say that they wanted to work with you, right? Reach out to them. It may take contacting them 10 times in the first week or two before you get them on the phone. Don't give up. That's valuable. That's a valuable contact that you don't want to lose. So follow-up is key. Set it in your calendar. Don't forget. Call them every morning if you can. Actually, I would break that up a little bit. Maybe the first time you call them at 9 in the morning, they don't answer. Maybe you call them at noon to see if they're on their lunch break. Try again, maybe at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Try them at different times because you never know what's going on in their life. They're busy, they have things going on, right? So break it up. Maybe Monday your hour of power is 9 to 10. Maybe Tuesday your hour of power is 1 to 2. Maybe Thursday your hour of power is 4 to 5. See what I'm getting at? Break it up. Do it differently. So that's the conversations that you're going to be starting. So what do I say? What do I say in my conversations when I'm calling people? I ask 3 specific questions. I ask, do you know anyone that's thinking of blank? Right? Do you know anyone that's thinking of selling your house? Do you know anyone that's thinking about buying a new car? Do you know anyone who's thinking about getting health insurance? Those kind of things. Like fill in the blank of what your product is. Do you know anyone? So you're getting off the conversation of them and putting it on somebody else, because I'd rather talk about somebody else than me. So if you're going to approach me and say, hey, have you talked about life insurance? Have you thought about it? No, I'm good, right? I'm going to be deer in the headlights. But if you're like, hey, do you know anybody who's thought about it? I can divert and kind of point the finger to somebody else. The next question goes back to them though. Are you thinking of buying life insurance? Have you thought about purchasing a new home this year? Have you thought about getting into real estate and owning a rental portfolio? Have you thought about buying a new car? Have you thought about finding a new dentist? Whatever it is, right? Fill in the blank. Have you thought about blank? Fill in your blank. Number 3, do you know anyone who's tried blank with someone else but it didn't work out? So do you know anyone that tried to sell their house with another agent but it didn't work out? Do you know anybody who bought this type of a car but they didn't like it and now they want to get a different one? Do you know anybody who's been to the dentist and they hated that experience but now they want to go somewhere else? So maybe they had a bad experience and you want to get that taste out of their mouth and bring them over to you so that you can show them how amazing you are and show them how incredible your product's going to be and how you're going to service them and help them get to that next level. So those are my 3 questions that you got to ask. Every single conversation, they're going to generate more referrals, more leads, more business for you, and they're going to help close the leads that you're working with right now. So those are my tips. I definitely recommend at least an hour every single day, 5 days a week minimum. If you can get another hour or so on Saturday, have some awesome conversations on Sunday when you're out meeting people too. Make it work for you, right? Do it in the platforms that you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable picking up the phone, find them on social media. If you're not great on social media, maybe go door knock. Be that in-person relationship. I was at a networking event yesterday and I met a bunch of guys who were in their 80s. They're not phone calling and they're not door knocking. They are better with hands-on, one-to-one face conversations. They go to a lot of public events and meet people that way to get their business. So do what works for you, but make sure you're getting an hour every single day. And go ramp it up. Go make it incredible. I know that if you commit to it, you'll have awesome results. It's worked for me, it can work for you. Thanks for following along each week as we go into social media strategies to help you in your business. I know this one was a little bit of a tangent on other things, but get your hour power done. Anyway, thanks for following. My name's Eric. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.